a matchup of the reigning MVPs. Last year's MVP, Aaron Judge, and the year prior MVP, Shohei Ohtani. This is the biggest stage in the Bronx for the two faces of baseball right now. And so far, this matchup could not be going any better. It's been so cool. Ohtani wins the round one matchup on night one with a homer in his first at bat in the Bronx. Angels end up winning that game. And then last night was just so cool. First at bat again for Ohtani in the first inning. He hits a ball to deep center field, like dead central. Aaron Judge runs back on the ball, gets to the wall, leaps up, brings it back, catches it with his bare hand, robs Shohei Ohtani of a home run, and then in the bottom of the first inning hits a massive home run of his own, meaning Aaron Judge won round two. So this matchup, which was dubbed Ohtani versus Judge week in the Bronx, couldn't be going any better. And I just think these are the two biggest stars on the biggest stage, and you just want them to do something, right? The matchup is already worth the price of admission. And then for them to be showing out in the way they are with Shohei's homer on night one and Judge robbing Shohei on night two and then hitting one of his own. This has been a special couple of days already.
It's been everything and more that you could wish for. But another thing that really stood out to me was when Ohtani was talking and asked about playing in Yankee Stadium. And he said, it's a beautiful field, passionate fans. I always look forward to playing here. It's really fun playing here. Now, I want to point out, earlier this week we talked about, this is the most important first half of a season for the Angels, right? Yeah. Because if they're losing, they got to trade Ohtani. Something's got to happen.
Absolutely.
They got to win to keep him. I want to go back to before Ohtani came to Major League Baseball. It was Billy Epler who really attached himself to Shohei Ohtani and was convincing him what team to go to, okay? At the time, Billy Epler first met Shohei Ohtani, he was, I think, the assistant, maybe GM for the Yankees. So Yankees were a top choice for Shohei Ohtani when he was first coming over. And then Billy Epler got the job, the GM job at the Angels, and convinced Shohei Ohtani to come to the Angels. So the Yankees have always been in a conversation with Shohei Ohtani because of Billy Epler. Now, hearing him talk about the fans, the environment, is it foreshadowing? I don't know. It's all going to depend on how the Angels do this season, who has the best offer, who has the best winning place for Shohei to end up. But it's always a very interesting situation to remember who was the main person that was going to bring Ohtani over here. And he started in the Yankees organization.
Shohei's going to end up playing in Atlanta at some point this year, and they're going to ask him, and he's going to say, I love the fans, and man, I ate some good food at that restaurant last night. And they're going to say, Ohtani's favorite restaurant's in Atlanta. He's coming to Atlanta. This is going to happen at every single place he plays this year. Look, I wholeheartedly do not believe Shohei Ohtani is going to an East Coast team. I just don't think it happens. And I think of anybody, yes, these statements, of course, he likes playing at Yankee Stadium. The history is there. The fan base is good. Those are all facts. You know what's also a fact? Shohei Ohtani is very proud of where he's from in Japan, as he should be. And being on the East Coast makes it very, very difficult for those people in Japan to be able to watch him due to the time difference. The West Coast makes it a lot easier for them to wake up and be able to watch him, whether it would be a day game and they're just waking up or a night game. It's a lot easier. I really believe he's going to, if he moves on from the Angels, I think he's staying somewhere on the West Coast unless Steve Cohen comes along and offers like $200 million more than anybody else.
Which is possible.
Which is also possible. And also Billy Epler now with the New York Mets. Which is a big part of it there. But this matchup, 1-1, right? Ohtani wins night one. Judge wins night two. And it's just the perfect storm. I was asked this recently, who do I consider the face of baseball? And I really believe that baseball, with the way it's set up, it's not like it's 162 games. It's happening so often. I believe there's a room in baseball for two faces of the game.
Yeah.
And Aaron Judge is certainly one of those. and Shohei Ohtani is certainly one of those in my opinion. And you have them on the same stage, on the biggest stage in the Bronx, doing what they're doing. It's so good for the game. I watched that home run be robbed last night. And I know Yankees fans on Twitter wanted me to be so mad that Aaron Judge robbed Shohei of a home run. I watched this and yelled for excitement.
Yeah.
It's so cool
Same.
that you have the face of baseball robbing the other face of baseball for the second straight year. Aaron Judge robbed Shohei of a homer last year. And it's just so good for the game. It made me so this is awesome. This is what it's all about.
Yeah.
The two best players duking it out on the field and doing things. It's not often you can get a situation like this where two big time faces are able to literally impact each other's performance on a baseball field, right? Because Judge isn't a pitcher, and if Shohei's not pitching, they're not directly facing each other. For a moment like this to be able to happen is just so good for the game, and it was so cool to see. And this series has been awesome to watch, and they're both playing well on the year already, which they're both going to be in the MVP conversation come the end of the year. I believe that. As of right now, Shohei leads all players in Major League Baseball in B-WAR at 1.7, which is on pace to be one of, if he's on pace to have the greatest season of all time if that continues. Judge tied for 5th in home runs with 6 home runs, which he just hit that night. This is a special matchup, and these two are showing out, and it's been awesome to see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next. And who wins the ultimate battle in this series?
It was funny. Judge last night, they were asking about the home run robbery.
Yeah.
And he said, well, if I was a good outfielder, I would have caught it on the first try. Because Judge is 6'7". Nobody's getting to that besides him. He gets up there, it goes in his glove and comes out, and he catches it with his bare hand. But he also went on to say, I'm glad we don't have a roof here, because if we did, that definitely would have hit the roof and then some. It was that impressive what Ohtani did there.
Yeah.
So, pretty good matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun rubber match to see who wins the one this afternoon, 1 o'clock our time.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.